Hey everyone, so today I wanted to show off my Todd McFarlane Spider-Man comic collection that I have. It's not much, I have only about 7 comics so far, but I'm still pretty glad that I have these comics in my hand because I just love Todd McFarlane's artwork. He drew Spider-Man so well, where he put the emphasis on Spider-Man moving more spider-like and making Peter and Mary Jane more apt to the time of the late 80s, early 90s. So I definitely love his art style. And while I don't have all his comics and all the key comics that Todd McFarlane artwork has, I do have some of it, and I'm really glad to have them. But hopefully, going down the line, I collect all the other ones as well. So let's take a look at them. So the first one that I have here is the Spider-Man issue number 1 from 1990. This is the silver variant. This came out in I think August 1990. This was part of the first printing that came out. This along with the regular cover was around I think 8,850 prints were there that were sold at the time when this came out. So there was a direct edition which had the green background, and this one which has the silver background, and this also came in a poly bagged edition, which is like a collector's thing that was for $2, while this one, as you can see over here, is for $1.75. And the same thing goes for the regular variants as well. There was also a newsstand issue, a direct issue, and then there was a polybagged edition for each, and there's about 18 different variants of this issue. So there's a lot of different variants of this issue, and one of the things that I like about this particular magazine is obviously the spider style. This whole drawing with multiple spiders in the webs, it's a very cool artwork, and also this is in a silver variant, which is pretty cool, makes the Spider-Man pop out. But if you observe over here, which says McFarlane and question mark, this was a small thing that he did in his artwork where he would put a question mark under his sign. That is the number of spiders that was there in his comic covers. Like if you see some of his other Spider-Man comic covers, there'll be something like McFarlane 3 or McFarlane 4, which means he's drawn 4 hidden or 3 hidden spiders somewhere in that cover art. But since here he's put question mark, it's because he's drawn so many spiders. I think even he doesn't know exactly how many are there in this cover. So that's pretty cool. And the next one up in my collection is another Spider-Man number 1 from 1990, but this is the gold variant. This is a direct edition, and this is actually a second printing, but it's not really considered a second printing by CGC because this just came out 1 week right after the first printing came out. The first printing, which included the silver variant that we just saw, and the direct edition. So this is the gold variant, which again came in a newsstand edition, which was sold in Walmart exclusively, and then you had the polybagged edition of both direct and newsstand editions. So those are one of the few other variants that there's also a platinum variant and a chromium variant, both of which are quite rare. Another fun thing about the issue 1 is there's also a variant with regardless of the cover, where one of the lizard pages was either copper in color or blue in color. That was due to a printing error, but those are one of the other rare variants of the books in itself that are there. So that adds to the uniqueness of this particular issue, which is kind of amazing that how there are so many copies printed of this issue and yet they're also unique, making it all the more collectible. Next one I have in my collection is Spider-Man number 2 from this 1990 series, which is part of the Torment storyline. So that was the very first storyline that Todd McFarlane wrote in his new Spider-Man title, which was Torment. It was a 5-issue series, so I have now issue 1 and this is issue 2. I got this from Worthings when they came to Bengaluru to have an open comic day where they just let for everyone come in and buy in together in bulk. So that's where I got this. So glad to have this. And the next one that I have is the issue 5 from the series, which marks the end of the Torment series. I'm only missing issue number 3 and 4 to complete the first arc, so hopefully I get my hand on them someday. And up next we have Spider-Man number 6, and this is such an iconic Spider-Man art. Just look at him swinging. This is so freaking cool. So this has Hobgoblin and Ghost Rider, and the thing about these early issues, if you've noticed with the way of narration, now some people might not like it, but this is still Todd McFarlane's early work, so I don't think he was still exploring and developing his skills as a writer, but he liked to delve into the themes of horror and make it creepy, slowly exploring the elements of horror, giving an eerie feeling. So in this, since he gets to draw Ghost Rider as well, I think he had a lot of fun doing that. Up next I have Spider-Man number 8, which is part of the Perception storyline. As you can see here, this is part 1 of 5. So this is the issue where Spider-Man is seeing that there is news of multiple murders, which is apparently done by the Wendigo, and then also Wolverine comes in the end of this issue and they both team up. And I don't have the subsequent issues, but I really do like his art style of Wolverine as well. Spider-Man number 14. This is Mobius over here with him in the black suit. I don't know why Todd McFarlane didn't like Spider-Man in the black suit, because I think that looks so good. Spidey in the black suit is awesome to look at, and in his art style he looks even more so awesome. And actually I really want the issue before this one, that is issue number 13, which is like a homage to the first issue but in the black suit. Hopefully I find that someday, because that, like I said, he looks so sick in that black suit. So in this one he wears the black suit going into the underground trying to find out Mobius, and it was pretty cool to see, you know, Spidey donning the black suit again in McFarlane's art style, because, you know, with all the anatomy of Spider-Man and in that black suit, he looks so fucking sexy, bro. And the last book that I have is Spider-Man 21. This is not a Todd McFarlane artwork, I know this is the, but I just thought I'll, you know, put this up because it's the last book I have from this storyline, and this was like the first appearance of Spider-Cyborg. So that was my collection, guys. So like I have about 7 books. I don't have some of the popular variants or the popular cover arts of McFarlane, like, you know, the Amazing Spider-Man 300 or Incredible Hulk 340, Batman 423, and, you know, those are like the obvious OG artworks of McFarlane. Everyone would want that because the artwork in that is so awesome and, you know, so iconic. But hopefully one day I get my hands on them. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite Todd McFarlane cover art. If you like this video, please give it a like, share this with your friends, and you can subscribe to stay tuned for more such videos, guys, and I'll catch you later.